Oh,
All right.
alrighty. We are live and recording from our studio at the moment. Actually, I didn't tell you we've got a reach. Someone's reached out to potentially help us out with the studio.
Oh, how good. How good.
It is just me and Branchy today. I am Daniel Delby, and this is Cameron Branch, and we are the Hard Yards Podcast.
It was. We were a bit tired.
Knackered.
We've had a big week, big weekends, and we're just trying to finish off this Up and Joke tour. So we thought we'd just do a quick little episode, me and Delby, to keep the ball rolling.
Yep.
You might notice as well, there's a couple of little ads thrown in through our episodes now. So
if you don't want ads, jump on the Patreon. So we don't need to try and monetize. But yeah, we're able to be monetized.
It's funny because the first ad that I seen was Westpac. Like we're calling out big banks and then Westpac pops up. But so it's just automated ads through Spotify. But it helps us financially. So apologies. There's probably 2 in each episode and they go for about 15 seconds. So
help us help you.
Yeah. Well, so sick. But yeah, awesome. This episode is brought to you by
Raunchy.
The beer that is actually good. It's fucking great.
Shout out to Raunchy Girls. Well, not the Raunchy Girls, I should say. The Raunchy staff are going to come and check our tickets.
Oh, yeah. And
there's going to be some giveaways at Up and Joke.
Up and Joke. So thank you for all of their support. This week we chatted about... For some reason, we went down the left agenda again. I'm getting sick of it, but like, it just fucking frustrates me, man. Yeah, COVID jabs, Justin Trudeau.
But we talked about like what I did up in Karratha, a few conspiracy theories. Just
ultra marathon down in Margaret River on the weekend.
I know we sound hell excited, guys, but it's a good general chat. It's just like if you want to be a fly on the wall, it's just a little chat and a catch up.
Yeah, this is probably actually just what me and like Delby would just chat about, sitting around just. Yeah, whinging about the lefties.
Yeah. So let's get hard.
Welcome to Hard Yarns Podcast.
I am fucking fat.
Anything Chris White says, please disregard it.
5D is actually a state of being. It's a unity consciousness.
That was Hard Yarns with me, Frankie Rose. So I'm going to throw it over to your co-host,
Daniel Delby.
And Cameron Branch.
I would do this and then I'd gong.
Free in attendance for the millions listening at home. Let's get hard.
It's the exact same. So let's cut it. It's just one movie. It's not. Yeah. I thought it was gonna be way less work. If anything, it was exactly the same.
Damn it.
How
annoying. Do you want to fucking rant about it?
No, the only way...
How about them fat people?
Yeah. The only way we can actually make it 100% easier for me is if we did the intro, we had on the button, we pressed the button for the intro music, and then we kept on talking.
Oh, yeah.
And then I could just place it.
Yeah.
That's the only way it makes it easier.
What, do you want to or not?
Nah.
Okay.
It's fine.
So we're rolling already?
We're rolling.
Yeah, you want to talk about fatties or what?
No, I don't. I'm fucking angry.
Branch is pissed off.
I'm grumpy.
Don't talk to me about things that trigger me, so if you bring up fat people, I'm going to go off.
Oh, fuck. I'm angry today.
Yeah, well, let's tee off properly, man. But tell the listeners why you're angry.
I'm just grumpy because I'm tired because Scotty has been sick.
Yeah.
And last night she was up all night. I don't want to complain because fucking parents deal with that all the time.
Yeah.
But I'm not used to it. And she was up all night sick, coughing, stuff like that. And she's over there now on the couch. Poor Bobber. So.
Probably giving it to me and I'll be fucked for Saturday. So we should try that AI with the auto switcher when it's just me and you.
We can't.
Why?
Because the AI works. It's fucking incredible. But you have to record the whole episode on each camera. And so that means we've got a camera life of 30 minutes.
Oh, yeah.
So we could, and then we'd have to take it out, and it'd be so much more work for me.
Does it do it in post?
Yeah.
Oh,
so basically,
not live.
You get the 3, 1, 2 cameras. Or if there's a third camera, put it on, and they are attached to a certain line on the audio out. and then it'll assess which camera is peaking, and
Right.
then so it's just on Premiere Pro. It's just a plug-in, and then
Yeah.
it sorts it and it switches to the angle that's required.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
It's pretty basic and pretty clever, but it's pretty bang on.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I don't know if this is interesting for the listeners at all, but I was around Mac Shane's and we've got like I think we've got about 300, maybe even like 500 hours worth of Who's Rhyme stuff.
Yeah.
And like to go through and edit it. I want to know if there's an AI tool that, even if we don't have two angles, but some we do have two angles, where it will just go through and cut reels for us. Like it will just do sections and cut it into reels, or is it not that smart yet?
Ish.
Yeah.
It's getting to that point, but even YouTube can do that for you by itself.
Okay.
It can pick up a point and make it a reel, but it won't necessarily centralize it. So, like for example, if I'm central to the camera now and you're central to the camera now, that'll be fine. It'll cut between and it'll turn it into that reel. But if you have a third view that's the full view, you're going to have this empty space for 10 seconds, and it won't adjust. Or if you're slightly off
What if it's
to the
all
right,
without angle changes? What if it's just all
so where
one
yours
angle?
goes, like if there's one angle and then still trying to go back and forth
Yeah.
between us, nah, nothing.
Yeah. So we
Not
need
yet.
to do it because there's so much work involved with the reels of what we've got. So if any listeners out there want to get some work experience or do it on the cheap for me and Mac Shane, we've got basically like about 100 shows you can watch of Who's Rhyme. So there's 100 different freestyles. Well, there's way more than 100 different freestyles. There's every show's different. So, we want to try and get as many of those edited as we can. So,
Speaking of triggering, fucking Van Rooyen.
absolutely fucking most horrific decision. I hope it gets overturned.
It's universally accepted as the worst. Like everyone
Yeah.
is saying the exact same. This isn't just like a few people.
Yeah.
This is everyone's like, this is fucked.
Yeah, so for people that don't know what Van Rooyen is, that he's I look disgusting, man.
It's just a very good camera and it gets
Jesus.
everything going.
I thought I had a good sleep, man. Van Rooyen is a Melbourne footy player was their top pick last year. He's come in this year, and he's run back with the flight similar to Nick Revolt when he took the mark of the year. But instead of taking the mark, he's realised he's going to come up just short, and he's gone to spoil. He's made 100% effort at the ball, and his fist has reached over the guy's head, but his underarm, like just under his armpit and shoulder, has contacted Charlie Ballard, the opposition player, and caused him to be taken off.
What's he supposed to do there? Like,
Fuck knows, bro. Not go for the ball, which
hear-
makes you look like a bitch.
yeah, did you hear what their explanation was?
What?
He should have had any reasonable person would understand the ramifications of what they were about to do.
Fucking idiot. Yeah, the ramifications is you get dropped for not contesting the ball. It's the most disgusting thing. It's like
if you're
they
gonna-
forgot that football is contact sport.
Yeah.
There needs to be a law where it's just a football act. And accidents happen.
Yeah, because if every fucking thing you do on the field could result in someone banging their head.
Yeah.
Every fucking thing. So if for them to suggest that he should, any reasonable person should know what the action's going to be. Fuck me handballing and following through. I could hit someone in the head when I handball. Like there is every action on the football field has a chance of damaging someone.
I reckon
That's
there's
the whole
gonna be
fucking
about 60,000 Melbourne members banging their heads on a table thinking, what the fuck is wrong with this? It's fucked. I hope it gets overturned because if we're going down that track, we'll lose people wanting to play footy. You won't watch it. The only reason I watch footy now is to bet, and even that, it's piss weak. It's turning. AFLW is more contested. Honestly, it's more rough in the AFLW than it is in AFL.
It's fucked, hey.
And they're like, it's still very tough sport. It's not, man. You're fucking bitches now. It's like you got to stand on the mark. You can't even stand off the mark.
Yeah.
It's like netball.
I feel like, I think that's sped up the game a little bit. But
I
yeah,
don't
like
care.
changing
As
the
a
rules.
defender, all you've got is your pressure.
Yeah.
And now you got to stand like a fucking muppet, like you're playing wing attack, netball. Stand, hands, 1 meter. Now you can't fucking contest the ball when you're running at it at full pace.
Yeah.
It's netball. It's literally netball.
And if anything, we know that a coach will just figure out a way around what you're trying to implement.
Yeah.
So every action that the AFL tries to take is to try and speed up the game and make it more entertaining.
Yeah.
And then every coach will try and defend that and slow it down and avoid those big fucking So it doesn't matter what
I don't think the AFL realised that as a true AFL fan, as a spectator, you appreciate defensive action.
Yeah.
You appreciate when somebody does something smart defensively. You appreciate a good tackle. You appreciate when they fucking wrap their arms up and drill the cunt on the ground.
Yeah. Did you see, I think it was Darcy Moore did that defensive tackle for Collingwood against, I think it might have been against Essendon, whoever it was. It was a defensive tackle right in the back pocket, like saved it, goal-saving tackle. And the roar for that was bigger than any goal kick for the whole night.
That was awesome.
I can't remember what game that was.
Yeah, it was in the goal square.
Yeah, in the goal square, yeah. Fucking incredible. And so
it was against Geelong because it was Ollie Henry. It was his ex-teammate.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
But those defensive acts are just...
They're the best.
People love them.
These little flashes on the screen, does that record or is it just this?
Yeah, records.
Yeah, right.
That's my this camera, hey?
So is it the camera or is it the software?
Camera.
Fuck.
It's only that camera, it's not that camera.
So
I reckon when you dropped it, something's come loose or something a bit chatty in there. I think we probably should take it in to get...
Yeah, because that's annoying.
Yeah. It was for the whole episode of Corey.
Yeah, I saw it.
Yeah, a bit annoying. But that was good. Fucking he went straight past every other fucking guest we've had.
Yeah, right.
Everyone loves him.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Fuck you, Corey. No, he's good. Like, people love him. And I think I understand why.
It's just a swing in the culture back to being... Well, Corey's very well spoken. His vocabulary is massive or large or extensive or huge or tremendous or perhaps expansive. He's got a large vocab and he articulates well, but also he represents the groundswell of the swing back towards the middle as opposed to the far left, which I'm now becoming more informed about what left and right is. And I basically the left are forcing me to be more right.
That's exactly what's happened.
Yeah.
That's a great description of what's happened. That's what John said
I think the
other
left
day.
are radicalising the middle to become right.
That's exactly what's happened because that's exactly what Pinder said the other day when he was like, well, people at one point they were just not bothered.
Yeah.
But now they're like, fucking mate, like you're going too far. Like you're almost making me right.
Yeah.
Because of how extreme your left is.
Yeah. I was thinking that last night. Like I had an impulsive trigger talking to my housemates. We were watching this documentary on Tasmania about this brother and sister that fell in love. No,
I was waiting for a pun. Man.
I was watching a nature documentary and they were talking about how the earth is changing, and I was just like, conspiracy, just taking the piss.
Yeah.
But then I realized that I was getting triggered super easily by little things that never used to trigger me anymore. And then as I was walking out to do my laundry, I was like, fuck, I'm becoming a radical. Like, I'm being radicalized.
Yeah.
By the left being so fucking spaz. For lack of a better word.
Because when they come up with good points, you automatically want to push against them.
Yeah.
Because some of their stuff is ridiculous.
It's so bad. It's so they're living in a world with no base of reality. They don't live in a base of, they've either got no money and government handouts and they want to pull people down to where they are because they've suffered through their time, I feel. Or they've been spoon-fed and had a life of luxury and have to never face any real adversity. So they're living in an idealistic world that doesn't actually exist. So most of us live in the real world where you see consequences to actions. And some of these people just have no consequence to their actions or their ideas. Or their ideas might sound good in a university, but when it comes to living that truth or trying to implement that idea in reality, it just doesn't work.
I'm interested as to whether this is actually just been orchestrated to be this way.
Well, depends.
We can't be this stupid.
Yeah, well, fuck. I think people always want to try to do the right thing and look after people's feelings.
Yeah.
Or care for the lowest denomination of society, or it's just a human trait is to look after those in need or those with less or those that are being persecuted. And you've tried to learn from our history what's happened where, the Jews were persecuted, or you've had racism in America, and people don't want to repeat that. So their intentions are the best as possible. But now when someone tells you they're a fucking unicorn, rainbow, fucking they, us, then it's gone like, oh yeah, I need to respect that person's opinion, but it's gone too far. It's gone too far.
You've diluted the real problem of
Yeah.
people who are probably suffering through some,
And I feel
not mental.
At the moment, I feel the most persecuted group against is women.
Yeah.
Women have lost who they are, and have the women empowerment. Like, guys being women now is taking away from what it is to be a woman.
Yeah.
If anyone is a woman, and you've actually taken away what it, like, from biological women, you've taken that away, and it's just, I feel sorry for women because they have to act like it's all cool for them to lose all of their sports stuff, which is a small part of society. But like, even like getting Dylan Mulvaney to be the Bud Light, like, why not just get a woman to be a Bud Light ambassador? Why does it have to be a trans woman?
Yeah.
So I don't know. And this isn't hate speech, by the way. So if anyone ever clips this up and comes back to me, or some specific venues won't have me in.
Yeah. No,
it's not hate speech. It's just
you're correct. Like there's nothing like the way that some people are acting is obviously. I agree with you that no one sets out to be an asshole. I think everyone just in the end wants what's best for everyone. But they just disagree on the ways to get to that sort of middle ground.
Yeah.
So obviously the extreme left is like accept everyone and everyone's opinions, and then the middle is just like, yeah, I accept them, but they're not a man or they're not a woman. And then the right's like, fuck this. This is completely fucking bullshit. You're actually trying to indoctrinate us and you're trying to fuck us up. So they're on that side of the thing, almost I guess the conspiracy side. Yeah. So the conspiracy theorists think we're being indoctrinated and they're trying to fight for us on that side. This side thinks that we need to accept they're doing what they think is right, and the middle's just like, I don't give a fuck. Yeah. But they've been radicalized to be like, shut the fuck up, left. Yeah. You are. Yeah.
Why can't there be their own category of just being a trans woman as well? Mm-hmm. Well, like, why would you want to be a woman? Why not just be what you are? Like, if you feel like you're a woman, that's cool, but you can be a trans woman. That could be a thing. Or a trans man, or like whatever. That can be the thing that you are. You don't have to claim someone else's identity as your own if that's not yours.
But do they have to take the worst stereotypes of a woman and use that as their identity instead of
that's where you look at if it's some sort of mental illness or not. Where they've Anyway, wow,
but no, that's true. That's true. Like because if they're not doing. If they're taking the things like they think that having a handbag and fucking wearing makeup and all of that shit makes them a woman, I don't think they truly believe that. But they don't have to buy into all of that to be the woman. Yeah. If they're a woman and they say that they're a woman, they could fucking be looking exactly like you right now. And if that's the same thing, that's why do they need to wear all the other stuff or camp it up? Like they don't have to do that.
Yeah. So anyway. We've gone down this track, but
how does it always get to there?
Just you were saying if it's orchestrated or not.
Oh yeah, it's just
so I think that majority of the time, 99% of the population have people's best interests at heart and are trying to do the right thing by other people. And then sometimes it just gets jumped on and taken advantage of because people love being the victim. There's too many fucking victims in our society.
But what about when you see something like the CIA director in the 80s? Saying that, we will have achieved our goal when everyone believes that our disinformation is real. Yeah. So they're basically trying to dumb up their own population. Why would they want to do that?
America's fucked. America's fucked. It's
Isn't
so
it?
fucked that Joe Biden spent $10 trillion in the last 2 years.
Oh, seen
that?
To put it into context, what was it?
If you spent $13 million a day since Jesus Christ was born till today, you still wouldn't have spent $10 trillion.
It's crazy, man.
They've
done that in 2 years.
They're bankrupting themselves. They're fucking themselves up.
On purpose, though. And again, I don't think they're dumb. I think it's orchestrated because I think, and I don't think Biden is the one pulling the strings.
I don't even think Biden is Biden.
Yeah, fuck.
Somebody in a mask.
I've seen that mask.
His earlobes have changed, man, unless I'm being fed
No, that's
propaganda.
Right. Yeah, no, that's right.
Who asked to have their earlobes attached to the side of the head? No one. So if you don't know what I'm talking about, type in Joe Biden mask into TikTok or Instagram. And
where you
Joe
get all
Biden
your reliable information.
Suss that out. So, it's pretty fucked, eh?
I wonder if he is a lizard man. Could you imagine if he just come out and went, yeah,
Yeah.
yep, it was true all along.
Yeah.
It was pretty fucking obvious, wasn't it?
Very good. I realised why he speaks so fucked up as well, eh?
Why is that?
He had a stroke, man, in 2013.
Yeah. 2, I think.
Yeah.
3?
And
I think he said 3.
the part where the aneurysm was the part that affects speech. And no one's ever just said that. I thought he had dementia.
Yeah. He's also failed running for president twice before
Yeah, right.
and lost. Because
So when
first time
he's at his most mentally incoherent, he's been elected, which is extremely difficult to believe.
So he got done over, I'm not going to try and remember the year that he went for it, but 20, 30 years ago, he went for it in a sound mind, but he was found in his campaign, he was lying about his schooling credentials.
Oh, yeah, I saw that.
Yeah. So, he was disgraced, so he had to pull out.
Man, I've been looking because of fucking what you send me, and now my algorithm's the same as yours.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. Now my algorithm's the same as yours. You send me some stuff, and I'm like, whoa.
Well, the Robert F. Kennedy.
Yeah.
Fuck, his voice triggers me, man.
Yeah, what happened to his voice again?
He's got a rare. I had to look it up because it makes me feel uneasy.
It's hard to listen to.
Hard to listen
but
to.
fuck, he makes some very good points.
He should get. It's a real shame because he does. He's got great points, but he's very difficult to listen to. He's got a rare. It was called dysphonia, and it's where I think it was dysphonia because misophonia is where you hate the sound of people chewing. Like my brother has misophonia.
I hate that so much. Yeah.
So it's this really rare defect where your throat spasms uncontrollably.
Yeah.
So he can't control when his larynx or his voice box is spasming.
Yeah.
And it makes him sound like he's continuously choking.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah.
That's fucked. I was like, is this guy like? I thought he was about to cry, but then I saw another clip and it's just how he sounds.
Yeah, he's got that issue, and he's obviously a very anti-vax. He was already anti-vaccination prior to the COVID, and he didn't, and then he doubled down.
Yeah,
but he's also anti-war. He's anti-big.
So he'd be a shit president.
Do you know what I mean? So he's not. But the Kennedys are never good for that sort of stuff.
Yeah, right.
They're like, the first one got assassinated.
Off the top of my head, I think.
And Kennedy Jr. Died in a plane accident. Or did he?
What
do you think about that? Did you see him back the other day on like TikTok? And this is why you can't like.
Well, that's going to be AI, surely.
On TikTok, no, it was just this guy who probably seems the appropriate age, looks very similar to him. It's very TikTok. It's very. He didn't say who he was. He's just like, that curler coming out of my my beanie. That looks very familiar, doesn't it? And then I'll let you guys do the fact hunt or something like that. And then it's interesting.
Yeah,
that's the Q stuff. The Q believe he's back, or he was never dead, and he was always going to come back.
Do you think that his family faked the death to protect him from being killed?
I think that's the story.
Yeah.
It would not surprise me.
Yeah.
Of course they want to kill because he was going to run for president.
Yeah.
Against Clinton, I think.
Yeah, what a surprise.
Yeah.
Wow. That would be great if he did, I just would love one
Guess
of these
who's back?
conspiracies. Yeah.
Back again.
It would be so gay. But he would go to jail for faking his own death. That's a punishment. That's a criminal.
Well, I think the reason he's gone is because he'd be uncovering the real criminals. So I think that would be.
But if you fake your own death and come back to like you get the book thrown at you because people claim your life insurance and all sorts of stuff. So it's massive fraud.
Yeah.
Because Olivia Newton-John's first husband did that.
Well, you got to think though, if he is coming back, let's say he is, you're leaning into that conspiracy theory. Well, the whole other part of that is he's exposing the child pedophile ring that's amongst all the politicians. So I think they will overlook his shit if that's what he's exposing. But that's if you're leaning into that.
That's saying that the people in charge of prosecuting are not part of that ring, which is already. It has to be the case. Otherwise, we would know who they are.
We would know who fucking Epstein's 27 clients would be.
Yeah.
Isn't it funny? Everything gets leaked, but not that.
It's insane.
Everything gets leaked.
It's absolutely insane. Like,
how can we not have the information?
It's so crazy. But by not having it, it's so obvious that the powers that be are in on it.
Doesn't
Otherwise we'd all know.
no, it doesn't make sense in my head how people aren't outraged, like on the streets, just chanting for this shit.
Yeah.
Well, they sort of are. Not just that, but like a lot of other things.
Get shot.
Paris. Have you seen Paris? Or not Paris, France?
Not properly, no.
Like all the riots?
Yeah, no.
Fucking mental, man. It is
What are they upset about? The problem is, it's the French. They always complain. Honestly, they strike on everything. Those motherfuckers, even like when I was 18 backpacking through Europe, they decided the train drivers just had a strike at like 10 o'clock at night when I was trying to get from Rome to Barcelona.
Yeah.
And go through France, and then they just went on strike. And I was like, what? And they're like, oh, they do this all the time. So, like, they always are rioting and striking.
Yeah, this was about Macron adding 2 years under the pension age. But they said that's what it was, but I think it was just it's just the overreach of everything.
Yeah.
Come to a head.
Yeah.
Like they just went, fuck this cunt. Stop doing that shit.
Yeah.
Where would you...
Speaking of French cunts, Justin Trudeau, the Canadian, have you seen the clip of him now saying he never
forced anything?
What a fucking dick, man.
So Corey was saying the other day he's not convinced that is real. He's convinced the other stuff is real because AI. This is the thing that AI has done now. You cannot.
No, there's so much misinformation.
Cannot believe anything.
I don't know what's true and what's not. And that's what they want. But that's what the powers that be, that's the dream now. Because everything can be misinformation. Everything could be AI.
It's like UFO.
If I ever get arrested, it's AI.
Yeah.
It wasn't me.
Well, it's like UFOs back in the day. Now you can just go, oh, fucking drone.
Yeah.
They tried to, at a stretch, do an aeroplane. Yeah. But now it's like, nah, drone.
What about the astronaut clips, how they're all fake? Now, is that propaganda from people saying that NASA's fake?
They took that to the Senate.
Because all of those...
Not Senate.
Those green screen things are so like...
Why would they do that, hey?
Because...
So for the listeners that haven't seen this footage, maybe we can try and share it on our Insta story.
Yep.
But
there's heaps of examples.
Yeah, they're like basically... it's very obvious that they're using a green screen to do their like... what is it? The...
Cross between... Well, like the floating and with no gravity.
Yeah, from the space station. Why are they doing that?
Maybe there's something going on up there.
Maybe they lost it.
It's like The Simpsons where the ants get released and I give in to our new insect overlords and I...
Maybe they've lost it.
The space station? Yeah, but I mean...
As into other people? Maybe they've lost control?
To different nations or to different species?
Species, potentially? I don't know. I'm just leaning into a...
Or we've never even... reached outer space.
Yeah, never got there.
Yeah.
Because I asked old mate about that twice and he didn't really answer. Not Stephen Bright, Dr. Cook. When we asked him about the Van Allen radiation belt, he didn't seem to think that was an issue to get through.
Yeah.
Well, he just glossed over it. He didn't talk about it. But I didn't get
he's not in on it.
No, but I didn't get a firm answer.
Yeah. Well, he said that the space stuff could be done by people for propaganda against NASA.
Yeah,
and flat earthers like creating fake green screen, fake NASA videos. So,
well, of course,
you'd have to see of those astronauts.
How was that Brittany one that I shared you?
Yeah, but that doesn't even. That's not to me. That's nothing big. That's like me using a Robert Downey Jr. Fucking filter on my face.
Yeah,
and just doing that shit like.
Yeah.
And someone's probably just grabbed it and gone, someone's pretending to be Britney.
Yeah, no, but that is on Britney's
that's
page.
pretty interesting.
So that it makes for the listeners who haven't seen this, Britney Spears is doing her dancing. If you go onto her Insta and you'd be like,
she's lost the plot.
Mate, lost the plot.
It's pretty sad.
It is very sad, but you look at these videos and then there's one where she's doing a thing and as her hands go over her face, the eyes change and then it sips back into the...
It's a different chick.
It's a different person using a
Britney filter.
Britney filter.
Yeah, it could be explained like maybe a fan has sent her, hey, these are the moves. And then Britney could have put a filter on.
She's that seems that crazy on Instagram that she could just probably put up anything.
Yeah. So another conspiracy light brought to you by the Hard Yarns podcast.
But it's pretty fucking crazy.
So...
I get weirded out by her page.
Yeah, she makes you feel uncomfortable.
Really uncomfortable. If you want to go and have a look at Britney's page, yeah.
Yeah. Leave Britney alone.
Remember when she was doing it and it was like, wear yellow in your next video if you need help?
Yeah.
And then she wore it. But she got emancipated or what was it? That word became big in the zeitgeist for a bit.
Freed from the, what is the word? I can't remember the word, where the dad was in control.
Yeah. It was like, it was not.
You know what's fucked though? It's probably the right thing for her. Like her family are probably like, man,
yes.
Britney's mental.
Thinking about it now, yeah.
And we're trying to look after conservatorship.
That's it, conservatorship.
Trying to look after it. And then you get this groundswell of fucking dickheads that don't know her situation. Like 50,000 fans put pressure on.
Yeah. And
then it's probably not in her best interest.
I was thinking that today. It sounds really bad. I was watching Court. So I was on my phone and it was like Channel 9 doing something about the homeless. And they interviewed this homeless girl and she said, basically said, yeah, donate what you can because people like me just can't get a house. You know, it's fucked. Now, on first thoughts, you're like, yeah, fuck, this poor girl, like she's lost her house. But then I straight away went, what's she done to get there? And I will always give people the benefit of the doubt. I'm like, it's just a fucked situation for them probably. But there could be their family at home going, no, she's a crackhead. Yeah. She steals from us all the time. Like we couldn't have her anymore.
It was like
that could be the case, you know.
It could be like the hatchet hitchhiker Kai from Dogtown, straight out of Dogtown.
I haven't seen that.
Are you serious?
No. What am I?
Kai, the fucking hitchhiker, he's got like a bandana.
Oh.
I was like, yeah, man, fucking smash.
Yeah.
Smash.
On the news?
Yeah. So there's a wicked doco on Netflix.
Didn't he sue?
Nah, bro. He fucking ended up going to jail for another murder, a different murder.
Yeah?
Yeah. Like but they interviewed his mum and he seems like he's from a good family, but he just is he's got a bit of bipolar. And he's just decided to go and live on the street. And then they were like, you know, and they interviewed his cousin and he was like, no, he had a pretty good home. But Kai said his mum would like lock him in a room and shit. So you don't know who to believe, but the family seemed fairly normal. But it's a great doco, man. You should watch it.
What's it called?
I think it's the Hatchet Hitchhiker, Kai the Hatchet Hitchhiker or something.
Is that the one that came out a few months ago on Netflix?
Yeah, it's awesome.
Oh, I never watched that.
Because I used to love that clip. It was like, hey, man, first of all, whoever you are,
you're
beautiful and you're special just the way you are.
Yeah, that guy.
Anyway, I murdered this motherfucker. So, yeah.
Fuck. I'll have to watch that.
Yeah. So.
Does it make...
He's got some mental demons for sure because the guy that he murdered, now, we don't know. Again, it's very blurry, but he says that the guy fucked him, like raped him.
Oh, Jesus.
So he killed him.
Oh, my God.
But the evidence doesn't really suggest that. So,
yeah, okay.
It can be one of those things where, like, if he's going through an episode, he thinks that the guy's trying to do something, but...
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
So...
Because have you ever been, have you ever even been, like, on hallucinogenics and then had these thoughts and go, fuck, if I acted on that, like...
Yeah, when I got spiked, our drinks got spiked by hookers in Vegas.
Yeah.
They put acid in it and robbed everyone.
Yeah.
They, at the very start of the night, the boys I was staying with had the only room in the whole penthouse, the whole hotel that had a balcony. And I was like, why don't the others have it? And they were like, because people jump off and kill themselves. So there's only one.
Yeah.
And on that, I was like, man, we're in that room where people jump off. And then my brain was like, that would feel wicked. Because I'm like tripping. I was like, how good would that feel?
Yeah.
Jumping off, and my brain was like, you should do that to feel it. And then I was like, fuck, what are you talking about, bro?
Yeah,
Don't jump off.
Yeah.
But if you didn't have that control, you would have just like, yeah, I'll give it a shot. And then and that's what makes me think about John McCarthy, not John McCarthy, McCarthy from Port in Collingwood, when he was in Vegas and he tried to jump from the roof onto the...
I went to there.
Yeah.
And you definitely would have thought you could get there.
Yeah?
100%.
Yeah, right.
Especially
why would you do
on
that,
drugs or drunk.
Yeah.
You would have been like, fuck yeah, this is going to be so funny. All the boys are going to love this. You're on footy trip, you know, like, I'm going to scale this fucking room down the palm tree. Like,
yeah,
fucking, I'm the hero. That's, I guarantee. And
Yeah.
by looking at it, I was like, someone took us to it and showed us the palm tree.
Yeah.
And it's not far. It's maybe 1.5 meters off the window.
Yeah, right. So if you're tripping out or if you
You would have thought you could jump
even
and
if you
get there.
mag it, because you take more risks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you definitely would have thought, if I was drunk, being a stupid fucking me that I am, I would have been like, fuck yeah, I'll do it. And I would have tried to jump, and you might have like hung on and then slowly gone down and had a fucking rash down your stomach and like, oh, you fucking sick cunt. That's what would have been going through my
How
head.
high was it?
Oh, yeah, high.
Yeah, right.
High.
Yeah, fuck that.
Yeah, it was high.
Yeah. Speaking of having drinks and feeling tired, I took a photo of today's news. We're being so over-regulated, but I want to get your opinion on this. It says snooze-alyzer to catch sleepy drivers. So a roadside blood test for sleepy drivers being developed by scientists could lead to prosecutions for those who cause accidents through extreme tiredness.
So
they've created a machine. Their team has identified 5 blood markers in blood that can detect whether somebody has been awake for 24 hours or more with 99% accuracy. Now, I would hate to be an anomaly to that rule. Yeah. And if there's an accident and they're like, oh, you got these 5 blood markers, but there's no baseline to say, well, that's always in my blood.
yeah.
And then you get prosecuted for fatigue driving. Like, this feels like an invasion of...
What if
Like-
what if it's just like me and I've been like on the weekend when I drove back from Bunbury, and I'd only been awake for 14 hours, but I was exhausted. I had to stop.
Yeah.
I stopped. I did the good thing.
Yeah.
I stopped, pulled over for a second. But yeah, like that 14
I feel like
hours
that's
could be
quite-
way more. Like,
I feel like it's quite invasive.
yeah,
But on the one hand, I'm like, yeah, it would be great to stop tired drivers from driving and putting everyone else at risk. But then on the flip side, I'm like...
of the threat of the fact that they could get caught, like drink driving.
Yeah, I think that if you're putting something in your body, if you're drinking and then you decide to drive, like that's a different thing to being like, oh, I had 4 or 5 hours sleep. I think I'm going to drive. Like,
Yeah.
is that the next fucking stipulations where we're getting? more-
Yeah, that's
like it feels a bit gross to me.
that. No, I don't like it because it's not even a preventative. If it was a preventative,
Yeah, it's just a punitive. It's just punishment.
like, why do you not speed? Like, for me, most of the time, like, I would like to just drive at the comfortable pace. But the reason I don't go at certain paces,
because the government told me not to.
yeah, I'll get a fine.
It's fucked.
It's not because I don't feel
Like
it's
David
safe.
Reynolds said, it's not speed that
So
kills, it's
I-
decision making.
Yeah, that's true. But at least those speed things and the fines are preventative. They'll stop people from doing it.
Yeah.
Like, those tests are only going to be for after, hey?
Yeah.
So,
To
like,
punish you for driving tired.
yeah, exactly.
You've already caused an accident. Like, yeah. And I don't know, like, if you're awake for 24 hours, yeah, you probably shouldn't drive.
Yeah.
But, like, it feels a bit gross that they can take your blood and then...
I guess that's true. But I guess the point you've just made has made me sort of think, well, it is anything over 24 hours and you're driving, you are being a bit
Yeah.
silly.
But who's to say that those blood markers don't occur after 10 hours of
correct.
being awake?
Yeah.
You know, you'd want the science to be foolproof and not done by the same people that did the vaccine science.
Oh.
You would want it to be undeniable, irrefutable.
So how's that just gone now? And not only not gone, unvaccinated and vaccinated are to be treated exactly the same, which means the unvaccinated are still fine. Like they never were. Like it was never an issue.
Yeah.
So the action is the same.
It's insane, eh?
So if all these people who were like, you have a crack at them and actually I haven't done this yet. I haven't had a crack at anyone for opposing me. But I sort of am now through this, I guess, through this platform.
Well, you're tired, so your blood markers, you got 5 blood markers.
But anyone who opposed me at the time, like, you should be getting vaccinated, this is bullshit, you're endangering everyone. If I was to say to it, well, now you know you're wrong because the science has proven you wrong and proven me vindicated, which I am very happy about. But if I was to say, yeah, you were wrong, they'd be like, no, the science at the time suggested this.
Science hasn't changed.
Science hasn't changed. No. I mean, we didn't know the science at the time, so you guys acted out of fear, which is fine. I get that. Like it was being fucking thrown in your face for months that you were going to die. And if you weren't going to die, you're going to give it to your grandma and she's going to die. Like that, I understand.
Good, man. Get a bit more super.
I understand why people were afraid and why people acted out of fear, and you're going to lose your jobs and stuff like that. But for people to be in total denial, complete denial, and just suggest that no, they're still right because they were following the
because
right
they have
science
to
at the
admit
time.
that the people that they trust and the source that they trust was wrong, and for them to admit that the government or the media are wrong and lie to them would shatter their world. Because
we said this last week with Corey and said that exact thing, but the fact that you could talk to them about the news and say the news is completely fucked, it's bullshit. They'd be like, yeah, 100%. 90% of people would agree with you. Same with fucking politicians. They know they're not acting in your best interest.
Yep.
And as soon as you point out one thing that goes against their ideology or the way that or something they've bought into, no, you're wrong on that.
Yeah.
But like you believe me on everything else.
Yeah. It's the proof is in the pudding. Like, you can't trust mainstream media. You can't trust the government. You can't even trust your own eyes now because of AI.
You can't.
You can't trust your own eyes. You can't trust anything. You almost have to research irrefutable or immense amounts and try and find a thread of truth throughout it. Not become a conspiracy theorist, but do what good science is that Dr. Robin Cook has said is have a theory, and until it's disproven, then your theory holds fast.
Yeah.
And so far, the theory is that the government did not work in our best in our best interest. The media did not work in our best interest. They pushed a narrative,
but why would we think that the media would go against someone that's donating to their own business?
It's silly.
They've got to keep their sponsors happy.
Yeah,
like Pfizer. What are they going to say? How bad they are or how risky they are when they're sponsored by Pfizer?
Yeah.
It's not going to happen.
Yeah. So
again, we get onto the COVID.
Yeah, it's just very frustrating though, isn't it?
It's all fucked, but
it's just like at comedy. Like when me and Cam did the confessional, we had confessions about people shitting on other people or fucking stealing and crime, all sorts of shit.
Yeah.
And then the most benign confession. And this is about 40 minutes into the show. So this person has said nothing for 40 minutes.
Yeah. And
the confession was, I gave my husband a BJ when my teenage son was 5 meters away.
Yeah.
Now that was the confession. He said, I gave my husband a BJ when my teenage son was on his phone 5 meters away. And I was like, I got news for you, man. Your teenage son knew you were doing it. He's just on his phone going, this isn't happening. This isn't happening. This isn't happening. Or your son is deaf.
Yeah.
Right? And then I go, maybe you gave birth to Helen Keller. And then this lady's like, no. I go, what? She's like, we don't, what's the word? Don't put down the deaf community. There's nothing wrong with you if you're deaf. I'm like, what? Okay, that's not.
That's finding a person who's a well-known deaf person and using them as the.
Well, she's deaf, dumb, and blind. So I was just suggesting that this person in history existed.
Yeah.
And it wasn't actually a roast on the deaf community at all.
Not at all.
It was a roast on how dumb the woman was.
Yeah.
Thinking that the son didn't know.
Yeah.
At 15. What was happening. But I think she wrote the confession cleverly. She was giving a blow in the other room. Through the walls 5 meters away was the son.
Yeah,
I think it was a clever, right?
Yeah.
But she was like, no, there's nothing wrong with being deaf. I was like, what the fuck, man? And she made this big fuss. And Cam goes, all right, ladies and gents, let's give her a round of applause for fucking up the show. And then she's like, move on. I go, no, cunt.
Yeah, fuck.
I go, this is our show. We'll decide when we move on.
Yeah.
You're upset at the fact that I pointed out that this lady was dumb. And Cam goes, are you angry that he pointed out that Helen Keller was a person who actually lived in history? And she's like, next. And we're like, no. And I go, look, if you're offended, I'm not sorry. Go fuck yourself. You've just sat through the rest of the show and not been offended at anything.
Yeah.
I go, fuck off. I was like, go fuck yourself, eh? And then she stayed. I was like, you can leave if you want. You're free to leave.
Yeah.
But obviously, she either has a deaf parent, a deaf friend, or somebody deaf, and that's triggered her to go, oh, no, all this is funny because this doesn't affect me.
Yeah.
But the minute that affected her, she decided that she needed to be outraged.
What do you think that is? Do you think causing that outrage and projecting it onto you?
Lack of resilience. Lack of resilience. Lack of, like, self-awareness.
Because if someone was to say something that
lack of emotional
triggered
intelligence.
me like that, like let's say divorce or something like that,
Yeah.
something that's affected me for once. I don't think like
Just internalize it.
I wouldn't care though, because you're not having a crack at me. Even people who have a crack at me, Kyle Legacy fucking has proper cracks at me. Constantly tells me my wife's not coming back and shit on the pod and on fucking stage and shit.
That's why his wife.
If I got angry at him, I'd be the cockhead.
Yeah, yeah.
Like that's funny. He's saying it because he loves me.
I think it's because they're either spoiled, they've grown up without like any reality, like we were speaking about earlier.
Yeah.
So for her to think that the other 49 people or 59 people in that room felt the same way as her.
Oh my God.
It's detached from reality.
Yeah.
She's put her own feelings above every single other person in that show.
Yeah.
She's decided, I'm going to fuck up the night for everyone
Yeah.
and make my feelings felt because there is a joke about somebody being deaf who she was not smart enough to actually understand had nothing to do with the fact that a person was deaf. It was the person that wrote the fucking thing. I was ripping on how dumb she was to not think that her son knew. So she didn't even have the intelligence to pick up on what the joke was. She heard her trigger word and went off, and she put herself before the other fucking 59 people in that room that all paid good money to enjoy the show.
Yeah.
Now that to me is a spoilt brat, somebody that has no emotional intelligence, or someone that has lacked the skills to work through when they're faced with a challenge or something that doesn't meet their view of reality. So there needs, you can't do much. Some people just don't know they don't have the skills to deal with something that fractures their view of how society is meant to be worked.
Do you think it's bad that we think they should change?
No.
Should we just not care?
Well, it affected me because it was my show, and then it affects the rest of the audience. And by doing that, she's now put me and Cam on the spot. So she's disregarded how we feel as well, how we're coming across, because she's more important than everybody else in the room.
Sounds like you handled it pretty well, though.
Look,
I guess
I just did because of what I've been through with all the trans stuff. I didn't apologize.
Yeah.
I just said, if you're offended, fucking, I'm sorry, but I'm not going to apologize.
Yeah.
I literally said, if you're offended, I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
I literally said those words. If you're offended, I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
So I'm sorry, but
Good.
it's not offensive. Yeah. I actually said, I'm sorry, but it's not offensive what I said.
Yeah.
So if you found that offended, you can fuck off. You can leave.
Yeah.
And Cam goes, round of applause, fucking show up.
Yeah.
Like,
I love that.
yeah, it was good.
That's good. I guess the only other way you could have handled it is just like laughed at her and just gone, fuck off, cunt. yeah.
Sit down, loser.
Yeah, and just like...
I wish I was deaf so I didn't have to listen to you complain, cunt.
I think that's probably the way I would handle most of those situations. Not necessarily on a stage, because you got to handle it well for the show and keep the show good. But yeah, in general, when someone says something like that to me, usually I'm just like, okay, no worries, mate.
Yeah.
All good. Sweet. Like it's just like...
That's almost the best way to do it. Go,
yeah.
Oh, you're offended, are you?
Yeah, okay, cool.
Good on you.
Well,
Good
not
job.
even that. Not even just like, okay, all good, mate.
Right.
No
Okay,
worries.
buddy.
Yeah.
Yeah, just treat him like a kid.
Yeah.
Okay, buddy.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Sit down. Thank you.
You-
Okay, we're going to have snacks in half an hour. Show's finished. We'll get your mummy to pick you up.
But just not letting it affect you, I think, is probably the best defense.
Yeah.
But like, it's hard. You're running a show there. You're trying.
Yeah. It affected the whole flow of the show.
Yeah, it's
like
fucked.
she it was like putting a fucking knife in the middle of a fucking butter. Like it just cut the whole show in half.
Well, I was going to say, we both had a pretty big weekend, different weekends.
Yeah, did some heroin.
Well, we touched on it on the Reapers. We jumped on the Reapers yesterday, but it went on the
Yeah, if you want the full recap, it's probably about half an hour's worth of chat.
Yeah, so we
Full
won't.
first half.
We'll just have a quick little yarn about it. I did the ultra down in Margaret River.
Did you?
Just-
Have you done that before?
I've done that before, apparently.
Have you?
The full 80, but I just did a.
Did you do that last year? This time last year?
No, the year before, 2 years
Yeah.
ago, like about 5 days ago.
And did
These are
you
my
do it
memories.
again last year as a leg?
No,
No.
I missed out completely last year. No
Yeah.
team, no nothing. Fuck, it's fun as a team.
Yeah.
It's so fun as a team.
Yeah.
It's actually because, like, if you do, and if you don't even want to try hard and don't care about where you finish, it's fucking. It's even better. Like
Yeah.
you don't even. You could just
Yeah.
trot through your run. But my run was the hardest one. It's the third leg. It's 20.5 Ks basically in beach sand. It's fucked. And at the end of that, though, I actually was like, I can't believe I did the 80. But then realizing maybe a couple of hours later, I was like, fuck, I ran it an hour and 20 faster than I ran it when I ran the 80. So that's why I felt faint. Felt like falling over at the end.
Yeah.
I went a bit too hard. Shouldn't have run in that beach sand.
Yeah.
But it was fucking sick. Whitey did really well. I had a couple of other people join in. Sarah, under her trying situation, ran, I think, 18 Ks.
Yeah.
Second hardest leg.
That's sick.
It's fucking awesome, man. It was good fun, and it's just I'm looking forward to next year. I'm going to get in as soon as possible and book in a team with Strikey and Teddy and Hendo and a few mates, and just go down there and we're going to play golf the next day. And
Sick. I'll just stay in Perth then.
no, you be you could be my replacement for the Reapers one. Or
Yeah, I'll see whatever they want to do. I'd like to give it a go, but also the boys suggested getting a Hard Yarns team versus a Grin Reapers team.
Oh yeah,
So or we could just have like literally Hard Yarns listeners versus a Reapers listeners team.
fuck yeah,
That'd
we
be
could do that.
Yeah.
That's actually a good idea.
How many people is a team? 5?
5.
Yeah.
You can do less.
Yeah.
You can do like I think you can
Just
do
bigger
2
legs.
I think you can do
Yeah.
2 people.
So
and
2
they
marathons.
They just do whatever legs
Alright.
you'd pick. I'd probably if you're going to do it in the 2, you'd probably go. Someone does the first and second leg. Someone does the third and fourth leg. Fuck,
just the
poor
third.
cunt. Yeah. Nah. Fuck.
Team of 5.
Yeah.
I wouldn't even have 5 mates to do it.
And then the person who did the first 2 would be you'd have to do the 5th leg. Yeah, it'd be pretty fucked.
Yeah. Just get
You'd
5
want
people.
at least 3, at
Yeah.
least. But yeah, I think that'll be fun. And then
Yeah.
you went up to Karratha.
Yeah. Yeah. Karratha was dope. It's way better than I thought. It was like up and joke 1 for you.
So much better than I anticipated.
Yeah, the only thing was I booked the fucking 5:15 a.m. flight,
Yeah.
which the reason I did that is because I got this mad paranoia of where I have to be in another city at a certain time. If for some reason the first flight like got cancelled or missed, I booked the 5:15, so there was 1 or 2 more after that to be able to jump on.
Yeah.
But like I don't know why I had that anxiety. And I could have booked a much later flight and it would have been much better for me.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because I was up at 3:30 and then,
In the morning?
yeah,
What for?
to get to the airport. Up at 3:30.
Oh, you
do my
booked a
thing.
5:30 in the
5:15
morning. 5:15
takeoff.
in the morning.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah. And then I got there, I was wearing a pink fucking Kiss Chasey shirt and every other cunt was in like fluoro, like manly men.
Yeah.
And I'm in like my pink shirt, like
Yeah.
fucking with my backpack on.
Yeah.
So I flew up there and then landed at like 7:20 in the morning. So I had like all day. My first event wasn't until like 5 o'clock. So I ended up sleeping like at midday because I was fucked. You know when your eyes are just like,
Yeah.
they feel like they got sand in the back of them. But they did like a Star Wars quiz for kids. It was so good, man. Like the kids were so cute. Had like little Princess Leias and Yodas and fucking little
Oh,
Darth
sick.
Vaders running around. And
Oh,
I did
I
like
love
a fashion walk off for best
Yeah.
dressed.
Sick.
And they told me their names and they all had like funny names and shit.
Love that.
So that was pretty cool. One of them was just wearing a Star Wars shirt. She was like, "I'm the opening scroll." It was like, you know, the opening scene.
Yeah.
It's just like, and then
That's so
did the
good.
adults one. And like half of them didn't know anything about Star Wars. They were just there getting maggots. So it was good fun. And then had seniors quiz, which I fucking love. So that's kind of inspired me to, I'm going to see if there's any government grants around. Or maybe I'll donate my time, but it would be good to get a government grant. But I'll provide it for free for seniors down here. Do like a seniors quiz because
Yeah.
they loved it, man. They were like, I rode it like in the 80s and 90s, but they were like 50s, 60s. So they were all aged 80 plus. So even I thought the 80s and 90s stuff would be really easy for them, but it wasn't.
Yeah, okay.
You know?
Yeah.
So, but they had a really good time. And I ended up coming up with a good joke from it. I used it last night. I'll tell you about that after this bit. But I said at my show, I was like, oh, you know, I had a seniors quiz today and they were pretty frisky. They even called themselves the Tarts, which was good because I said you can have a funny name. I said, Betty was giving me eyes. I've been struggling, but let's just say I'm going to be coming into some super later. So that was good.
I like that.
Yeah. And I did it last night at ECC and it worked. But yeah, then had a date night comedy. Oh, then kids comedy workshop, which is fucking awesome. Like I used the game that Matt Storer taught me when we were doing a gig ages ago in Exmouth for comedians versus rappers on the way up. This game called I'm in the Business. So you got to go like, I'm in the business of roller coasters. And then the rest of the people go, how's that going for you? And you go, oh, it has its ups and downs. So that teaches you about set up punch.
Yeah.
Right. So it's set up punchline.
Yeah.
So I did the game with the kids. These guys are like 6 to 11-year-olds.
Okay.
And they have fucking killed it, bro. Like I put up some example like businesses that they could think about because otherwise it's too hard just to randomly think of one. You always, creativity is better when it's got like bottled because then you can go, different areas with it. So one was explosion. The 11-year-old's like, I'm in the business of explosions. I was like, how's that going for you? Yeah, I'm having a blast. I was like, that's fucking brilliant. Little 6-year-old goes, I'm in the business of chocolate. I go, how's that going for you? Yeah, it's pretty hot. Like,
doing well.
It's awesome, man.
Yeah.
Like, I'm in the business of fridges. I was like, how's that going? They're like, yeah, hot and cold. So these kids were like really, really good, really funny. Like, and then just telling me like dad jokes and shit.
Yeah.
So that was great. And then date night comedy was awesome. I think I'm onto a winner with that. So it's basically just me doing stand up, some games. I did 4 different freestyles, 4 different versions. I'm trying to incorporate that more. And that was sold out, like 110 people, and just really fun. And I'd love to replicate that because it's a show for singles, couples, friends. Doesn't matter. There's something for everyone in that. And then Saturday I did a freestyle workshop, which I was fucking like, I know it's just a place for parents to dump their kids, but this time they came in, but the kids were like 6. Like I got like 5 6-year-olds who couldn't give a fuck about freestyle rap. But then the 11-year-olds were good at it. So we'd go around and like, try rhyme words. And the 6-year-olds like, it wasn't like, I put the limit on like, I said like ages 10 plus, but that was still cool. And then hosted a music fest and watched a guy and a girl I know, Quincy and Sarah Pelicano were part of the Badass Gospel Choir. Fucking one of the most...
Yeah, you were loving it.
Oh, my God. That was so good.
Yeah, right.
So good. If you ever get a chance to see the Badass Gospel Choir...
Quincy sounds familiar.
Quentin Thornton. He's got long black hair. He's a full, like, dope singer, lots of sass. Yeah. From Jam Jar and collab before that. Yeah, incredible, man.
Yeah, I think I've seen some stuff around.
I had a drink Saturday night. I regret it because, like, yeah.
Because you went the whole time without drinking and then... Yeah. What, like big drink or just had a drink?
I had 8 Woodstock 12%ers.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah. So I emceed...
By yourself?
Yeah. I emceed this music event and, like, there was only about 120 people. Yeah. And between acts, like, I was just sitting around, like, watching. I was like, fuck. And, meeting people. But I really wish I didn't. But then it gave me the confidence, which I probably didn't need. So I would run games between each
thing. About to say run nude.
No. I was running games between each act. So I did, like, paper, scissors, rock for one. And everyone frothed it, man. Like, adults love this shit. Like, had a paper, scissors, rock champion, then had heads or tails game. And then I did freestyle stuff. So the next break, I had freestyle games of, like, what's your name? What do you do? Next freestyle break was hold shit up. And then did another freestyle thing. And people in the crowd came after. They're like, the only reason we stayed to the end is because we were waiting for you to come back on and do the freestyle games. I'm like, fuck. Like,
that's great.
I got to lean into it more.
Yeah, 100%.
So hopefully me and Mac Shane we'll do that because we did that at Oktoberfest.
Yeah.
And it was fucking dope. So we're going to try to do that at different events throughout the year.
Yeah.
But yeah, really, really liked Karratha. I think maybe because there was always something for me to do as well. I didn't even go out and check out the rock art or like the beaches or nothing. I was just like...
I was about to say, what is there to check out?
There's there's rock, there's heaps of stuff there.
Like there's
beaches,
indigenous art.
Yeah.
Oh, sick. Do you know, I don't know if I've ever seen natural rock art.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever seen it. I might have seen it, you know, like when they might bring it to schools or something like that. And, but I don't think I've ever seen any in the wild.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But
yeah. But and then I had all Sunday off, but because I drank a lot. But I hit the gym every day as well, which is good. And then had to run 6.5 Ks to get my car in the morning. And fuck, man, it was a headwind.
Oh, yeah.
And I've got tendonitis in my Achilles. I did 6 minute 50 kilometers.
Oh, Jesus.
To get my car. It was fucked, bro.
Fuck.
So, but yeah, Karratha's like, it's
6
it's
minute
way
50.
different than I thought, bro.
Yeah.
It's kind of like Bunbury, basically.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, some of the people just walk out the bottle shop without paying with cartons.
Yeah, right.
I'm about to like buy a couple of bottles to say thanks to the guy that put me up, and like the lady's like, "Oh, he's just walked out with a carton," and the girl was like, "Yeah, well, that's why we've got insurance."
Oh my God.
She's like, "I'm not chasing him."
Yeah.
You know? So
fuck. Jesus. And how are you feeling about Up and Joke? I'm fucking knackered, man. That's why like this week we've only got me and you. Just too hard to try and sort everything at the moment. And
I've been having dreams about it fucking bombing. So
yeah, what do you think's? Oh fuck.
We're both to that, bro.
Yeah. What do you thought? What's going to bomb? Or
nothing.
Nothing. You just like
just in my dream, just it like not being set up or like the video's not popping.
Oh yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
But I think it's just weird dreams. It's nothing.
Yeah. I think the whole vibe is created specifically by you and Buddha as well. Like, you know,
it's going to be fun.
Holding people's hands through into some of these videos and setting them up pretty well. But also I think the intro video sets a tone, and then everyone knows what the night's sort of about. Just absurd, ridiculous. But
yeah, it's going to be sick.
I'll show you a couple of videos in a second. I've got my
wicked.
Stuff. Yeah. But
I'm really pumped. I think it's going to be fucking awesome. And the fact that it's north of the river, so for a few people that don't normally come to shows or don't like driving into the city.
That's why I got so many mates coming this time.
Yeah.
I think I'm actually a bit more nervous about this than anything.
Yeah.
Than any show, because there's literally it's got to be close to 50 mates.
Yeah.
And their wives and stuff.
Yeah.
Coming to this show, which makes it I have no issues ever performing or doing anything in front of randoms.
Yeah.
Friends now, I'm interested how that's gonna. I'm gonna try not to see anyone before the show.
Yeah, that's the way to do it.
Because I won't be able to see them in the crowd.
Yeah.
Until after, so I'll just avoid that and just in my head I'll play it that there's only 10 mates come.
Yeah. See, I've given up with my mates, man. Like, I just don't. They don't come to things anymore. They got kids, they got wives, and like.
But then
you tell them 100 times, and even though you put a show on that's like literally for some of them, it's 100 meters from their house.
Yeah.
And
so this show as well, like most people have been like, "Fuck yeah, something close north of the river." Didn't come to the last one, will come this time.
Yeah.
And then a heap have gone $55.
Yeah.
Oh. Nah, I might just come to a $15 show.
Fucking, it's so dumb, bro. The amount of effort and work that goes into it, and there's nothing like this that exists in Australia. The show that we're putting on, you will never ever get from anyone.
The only thing is that $55 to some people is a lot of money now. Yeah. It's becoming like
what's a litre of fuel?
Yeah, like inflation. Like I went to the shop the other day and got like just a simple top up shop. I needed like some cat food, dog food, maybe some toilet paper.
Yeah.
Like a couple of literally not even enough to fill the basket.
Yeah.
It was like $80.
Crazy, eh?
I was like, last year that was when I was vegetarian.
Yeah.
That was my fucking full week.
Yeah, it's fucked, man. It's so fucked.
It's
the economy like America.
It is. People were saying to me while in the lead up to like the election, while I was so angry about like the potential of Biden being president. And they were like, it's not going to affect us, so why the fuck do you care? And I'm like, it is going to affect us. We're fucking seeing it right now.
Yeah, it's fucked.
It's like, this is what's happened. They've spent $10 trillion in 2 years.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Yeah, it's insane. But that $55, man, that's 3 drinks at the pub.
Yeah.
Like, even if you bring a fucking flask in, if you need booze, it'll be one of the best 2 hours of your fucking week.
It'll be very good. But
the last show was incredible, and that was a 3-hour spectacular for $40 or something. This is going to be 2 hours plus an after party with Jack Della from the UFC is going to be there. Mitch Johnson's going to be there. Did we say who's doing the after party on the Reapers? Yeah. We've got El Hornet from Pendulum. Doing the after party. We've got York DJs. Like, all of this, it'll fuck. And because you know, like us, it's even cooler than going to, like, a comedy show where you don't know the bloke or you don't know the people and you can mingle afterwards. It's going to be great. It's going to be awesome.
And, and then I might get drunk for the first time in a while, like proper drunk.
I thought you said you weren't going to drink this time.
No, I'm going to after. Not
very important point.
Yes,
after.
I'll have a few frothies through. Until
old chestnut again.
Until I've done my stand up. I'm too.
Fucking clip this.
Yeah,
and then we'll put the reality after.
No, I'm pretty good with that. And then I've got Scotty the next day as well.
Oh, did we need to do the giveaway for who's won the tickets? Did you post it?
Nothing. Haven't done anything yet. I've been editing.
Fuck. That's why I said we should have done it yesterday with Whitey.
Yeah, I don't think it'll work now. It's like 2 days before.
Yeah.
When is the show? What's today?
It's Wednesday. Let's do it like straight after. So guys, jump on the Instagram and we're going to run a competition for 2 free tickets. Okay. So
I'll post up that video. You want to see Branchy this drunk?
Yeah. So all we'll have to do, we'll just make it a tag and share. If you want 2 free tickets.
Yeah.
So check that out.
What was it? I was going to say about Up in Joke. Oh, I can't remember.
Group chat just messaged. Let's have a look. Any last minute ticket sales? Had a few people ask me if there's any left.
Yeah, cool.
Good.
Yeah, there's a few. I don't think there's many left. But, yeah. No. Anything to plug, Delby? Just short, sharp.
I just got a how interesting thing that I found on the dark web. I didn't find it, but somebody highlighted it.
Yeah.
How fucking crazy is this, man? So there's a site on the dark web that if you have a crush on someone, right?
Yeah.
Let's say it's an Instagram model.
Yep.
I'm like, man, I'd love to meet her. They put a bid in. At the moment, it's $50,000. And what they'll do is they hit that Instagram influencer up. Say they're doing a reality TV show. It's either a dating show or whatever. They got a fake producer, fake camera crew, everything's fake. Fake contestants. They're all actors, except for that Instagram model, right? She doesn't know.
Yeah.
Or he doesn't know, depending on which version. And everyone ignores that person. Except for, like, they've been told to ignore them and give them no love or attention.
Yeah.
Except for you. And it makes it an environment where this person's probably going to be interested in you. And they set up that whole experience on, like, a holiday island for $50K at the moment. So they do, like, a Truman Show to try and get you to hook up with the person that you got a crush on. Fuck. How insane's that?
Who would you choose?
Mila Kunis.
Oh yeah, she's
or Ariana Grande. Either of those girls. But Mila Kunis, I'm a big fan of her. She's pretty real. She speaks 2 languages. But
yeah, Mila.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't do it morally, but if I had to choose someone,
if I had to choose, I'd choose.
Actually, I'd just have a look at the Instagram. I'd choose 3 or 4 Instagram chicks, man.
Yeah.
And tell everyone to ignore them except for me.
I'd go.
I wouldn't even go the Instagram chicks because they're fucking retards.
Well, this is what I was about to say. I'd go Margot Robbie just like because I love Margot. But I'd probably go some like those.
Just the hot ones without a huge following.
Yeah, just some spicy senorita fucking let you see.
Just
a normal that I probably never stand a chance with and just be like.
A lot of the influencers, I'll look at them and go, you're such a loser, bro.
Yeah.
Like you're such a loser.
Yeah. I'd rather the natural
Yeah.
Yeah, when most of the photos you see them in are just candid photos from
Yes.
someone else's point of view.
Yeah, yeah.
And you're
And
like-
like all of these fucking, and I shouldn't stereotype, I shouldn't fucking.
No,
put you
fuck
all
it,
in the same-
stereotype them.
But like, you see them, man, their reality is online, not in real life.
Mm.
Like the amount of girls I've met that have got like 50,000 followers, 100,000 followers, fucking all these people, they act like online is real because they get so much affirmation and confirmation of what they are.
Yeah.
And then in the reality, in life, it's like you lack a lot of substance, man.
Yeah.
You lack a lot of substance, and they're living online in real life. They're still, everything's being filmed. Everything's for Instaland, I should call it.
What would your your like ultimate, like not a celebrity or anything? What would your ultimate woman be?
One with a vagina. Not Dylan Mulvaney.
What would it be? Like, would there be a certain
So-
race, a certain
When I was living at Green Hills,
style?
Dean Brown always thought that I had the same chick over because he said anytime I would get a big bird on a rare occasion, it would be a short brunette with big tits.
So that's your type.
Apparently that's my type. But, yeah, I think my type is got to have a rack for sure. Well, you don't have to, man, because like my ex, like she didn't really like. So it's always preferable, but I tend to be drawn more towards brunettes, tan, good legs, ankles,
I do like a.
smart, man. You
I
gotta
like
be
it.
smart.
Yeah. But if we're
get
going,
the banter.
we're just going the physical male.
Physical 100.
Physical 100. Well,
Obviously, yours has got a
think-
great pair of hamstrings.
I think like that surfer girl.
Yeah.
Like doesn't have to be Australian, but just like that blonde hair, tan skin, good hamstrings,
Bit of Margot Robbie.
and like an accent that's probably
You want an accent?
yeah, but like a Scandinavian sort of like.
Oh, Branchy, look at my beautiful
Yeah.
hamstrings.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm just going to do some stretching.
Just
Stretch me,
would you like
Branchy.
a cup of coffee? Why
I-
would you've got to give me a cup of coffee?
I would go bananas having to listen to an accent all the time.
Oh, there's something about it. I love I'd love that. Just
Only
like,
if they had 100% grip on the English language with the accent. Because something for me feels like I'm taking advantage
well,
of
this
like,
is what happened with Lena over there. Like the accent change and like the just subtle, not quite grasping English. Man, conversations were
Is that
quite
what you
slow.
need, is it?
They were quite slow, and I could take my time. And if I wasn't speaking right, I go, sorry.
that's my fucking worst nightmare, bro. I need them to be smart to get my one-liners, to get my fucking quick punchline.
What
I
about your
need you-
personality?
You need to be a quick thinker,
Yeah,
you know? That's part of the personality. Be smart and quick and get it, man.
and get your jokes.
Get it. Like fucking switch on.
What if they don't like your jokes, but they're everything else?
Mate,
Really?
yeah.
They just don't like
That's
them.
my life, bro. I
No,
rely.
your jokes.
Yeah.
Like, so your jokes are like, nah, I get it, but nah.
Well, if they can help me, I need them to help me write material.
Yeah.
Not help me like, I need them as a sounding board, bounce off like,
Yeah, I'm going to say,
You know?
because you wouldn't want them to just be like, yeah, that's so good.
yeah, you don't want that. Or like, you do it, you're funny, you know. It's like,
Yeah.
no, fucking like,
I'm asking you.
yeah. So, but if everything else was perfect and they didn't find me funny,
Yeah.
oh, that's okay. It's okay. It's okay. If everything else is perfect and they don't find me funny, no, it's not okay, man. It's not okay. That's not okay. Because
Fart?
no.
Is it just squeaky?
Yeah. No, I need them because that's part of my charm and my allure is like, I love making people laugh, especially if I love the person. Like,
What is your
I
most,
want them laughing. Like,
what do you think is your best quality when it comes to a
My
relationship? My dick.
I would like to say that my best quality is I'm very thoughtful
Yeah.
in a relationship. I'm quite thoughtful, and I will often go out of my way to put them before myself.
I think
and do things just to make their day better.
I'd agree with you a little bit there, but you could do it to a point where it's too much.
Then they shouldn't be with me.
So you're like people who don't know you won't know this, but you're very kind.
Thanks, brother.
You are very kind. You're very kind and you're very supportive.
Yeah.
So what I found, and this was something
chicks hate that though. Like they want a fucking bad guy, man. Like
yeah, but like if I ever said anything to you like I want to do this, I'm going to try and do that, you'd be the first to go fuck yeah, give it a crack. Or it was like if I don't want to drink, you'd be like yeah, fuck yeah, bro, don't drink. It's all good. Yeah. You wouldn't pressure. You'd be very supportive in that. But I think that's probably what you'd bring to a relationship.
Yeah. No, 100%.
They're like, all behind them, no matter what.
Yeah. I'll always back you in. But yeah, like the other thing I think would be my best quality is the ability to make them laugh and just have a good time when they're with me. If I go to the movies, it's going to be funny. But they'll get a lot of chicks actually like from my past get embarrassed or annoyed like if I'm talking loud.
If you came to the movies with me, I'd walk out.
Well, I just do it because I find it funny, man. Like
I've often thought, I'll hit up Delby to go watch a Marvel movie, and I'm right into him. I'll be like, can't watch it with him.
No, I try.
Yeah, you'll be fine.
Yeah. Okay. All I do is go.
Well, let's go see Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah, I'm keen.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay.
But like if it was Ant-Man, the most recent one, I would have been going, bro, this is fucking dumb.
And I would have been going, no, look, it's setting up this. It's setting up.
I've been like, look, this is so dumb. How, man, come on.
Apparently, actually, the Guardians of the Galaxy, this one has gotten the best reviews since Endgame.
Okay.
And it's apparently it is one of, not just the best movie since Endgame, it's one of the best Marvel movies made.
Okay, that's good. What do you need to know leading into this one?
No, nothing apparently. Apparently, if you've watched the other two, it's basically a trilogy.
But it's not post-Endgame?
It is post-Endgame. So it's got that sort of references. But apparently, and I haven't seen it yet. I was going to watch it last week. But apparently it's just a perfect end to the trilogy. I'm assuming a couple of characters die. And the main character, even though Chris Pratt, you'd assume, has been the main character for the whole thing. It's not ever been him. It's been Raccoon Rocket. So I'd say his whole story arc is going to get resolved, it looks like.
Yeah, it looks like there's a bit about him finding out who he is or something.
Yeah. So apparently very good, very emotional, very funny and good adventure.
I've never been in movies before.
But that's exactly what fucking Marvel was doing at the start, which was so good before they started getting all woke. They were just having fun. Like they'd do funny action adventure, and they wouldn't cross over too much. It was like you're losing everything.
Yeah, Guardians of the Galaxy is pretty woke. You've got a fucking tree. Now. You've got something for the vegans in there. You got
but that was written fucking 50 years ago in the comics.
Yeah, right.
But, yeah,
I've been doing diversity at a private school. I won't say the name of. Very interesting chat with these young lads about their views on diversity. They mirror ours as year 9s.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Are you seeing that in high school there's a big pushback?
Well, I don't go there anymore.
But yeah. But were you seeing a pushback against this sort of stuff?
When I was there, we didn't really speak about it. Didn't talk too much about it. But
because some of the students will try and fuck up, like a girl that I had been catching up with. She said that, and she teaches science, and they do biology, and they like bait her into trying to say no, there's only 2 genders or whatever, and she'd have to move past it because of the situation they put her in. So like, yeah. That's.
But the thing was like this.
But how do you people are pushing? Kids are pushing. They know it. They're pushing against it.
Yeah. It was funny because they do a diversity day and
at school.
Yeah, and there's a kid which. Sure, like that can be important, but also my opinion on it is that by having that, you're actually further highlighting the differences and segregating each other from one another rather than coming together. If it's done right, it's cool, like where you're sharing stuff. But if it's just now going, fuck, I never thought that my mate was an Indian dude. Now so this kid goes, I've never learnt how to dance like Indian before. It's not in my day in my life.
Yeah.
I had to go and then learn something and bring it back as a token to show which is something that I've never, it's not really part of me.
Yeah.
And I was like, that's so funny because that's like a forced diversity
Yeah.
and it has nothing to do with his life, but he's had to go and learn this dance that he's never done or will never do again and bring it back like a tokenistic showing. So
it's funny because when I said that thing about not wanting to teach my daughter about race and whatnot and diversity and gender and ideology and wanting to teach her to just see the person for who they are, that's a pretty, I think, universally accepted great view on life. Don't teach them to see race, just teach them to see the inner beauty of a person, and if they're a good person, they're a good person. And even if they're not, still treat them well because you want to treat others as you should be treated yourself. That's my whole philosophy. I still had people saying, no, we can't be we have to be teaching them about race. We have to be teaching them about their differences. And I'm like, what?
why?
What? Like, yeah.
The more you highlight it, the more it gives people a reason to persecute or bully or pick out a difference.
Well, I'm more than, that's, for me to say I'm not going to teach my daughter about race doesn't mean I am suggesting it's because this is a 1 minute clip that was chopped
and it's
up.
almost,
I'm not saying we're going to disrespect and not have any knowledge of their heritage and the lives they've lived. But yeah, to see the person
more teach them stereotypes of race.
Yeah.
Than race.
Yeah.
Because you can go, these are what we call Aboriginal people.
Yeah.
But then if you go, well, Aboriginals are this, this, and this, then you're teaching a stereotype of race. If you're going, those guys there, they're Indian. And Indians actually are this, this, and this.
Yes.
You're teaching a stereotype on race. If you just go, hey, these people are Indians because they're from India.
Yeah.
And they look like this.
Yes.
In general, we call them Indians because then we can know where they come from. Just like someone will listen to us at how we speak.
Yeah.
We're Australians.
Yeah.
Or, these people look like this because they're from this place. That's it.
And
that's what you're teaching race.
And that doesn't change the person they are.
No. But if you're going, these people are British and they got bad teeth, they love soccer, then you're teaching them your ideology of what that race is.
Yeah.
So
that's indoctrination. Not.
No one is a doctor out in Armidale, but indoctrinated to be racist.
I think it's hard because we're talking on a podcast now, and it's like we're teaching people, like we're putting our opinions out there for people. But the biggest thing that we've been saying for the last 2 or 3 episodes, or 2 or 3 months, has been not to teach at all. It's to just live that life and be the example. And if people want to get their formula of how to get to that point, then they'll contact you, and then you can tell them this is what worked for me. Yeah. Potentially it's going to work for you in this way. Blah, blah, blah.
Also, I'm just talking shit, man. I'm sure you're sick of me.
Yeah.
So, whatever, cunts.
Yeah.
I just do this because I love having a chat and then put my phone down for 2 hours.
This is just fun, man. It's look at what it's created. Like, we've got all this, but we've got like fucking Up and Joke.
Yeah.
On Saturday night. Like, if we didn't have a podcast, we wouldn't be doing Up and Joke.
Yeah, I'm so stoked. It's going to be sick.
Even stuff like getting those spots at like Exmouth, like, that's fucking awesome. Yeah.
We need to do a video Patreon app, so we'll try to organise that soon. Oh, have we uploaded Cole Legacy's one yet?
I don't know. I haven't. I thought, didn't you have it on a...
You've got it on a hard drive.
What was the one that was uploading then? There was something on... I'll talk to you about it after. There was something uploading on the YouTube.
That was the tent, the one in the shed.
I see.
So
that's another episode.
The Legacy's one's on there.
Yeah, cool. Okay, we'll upload that one. That'll be another one on Patreon.
I've already put the video one up on Patreon of us camping out. So, yeah, I think you've got it on a hard drive or it's on here.
Yeah, it's
and
on
we
both.
Don't have the internet here, so
yeah, it's on both. Yeah,
upload it.
Yes.
Plugging Up and Joke. Check it out. There's going to be a post on the Instagram to win 2 free tickets. Perth's Most Eligible Bachelors, my solo show. 50% of tickets are sold already. I need to start promoting that. That's the week after on the Friday the 19th. I'm on the Perth Comedy Fest Gala. If you're listening to this on Thursday, I got a Harry Potter quiz tonight at the Left Bank, which is got 2 tickets left. But if you want to come, let us know and I'll make space. And then I'll tell you more next pod.
Yeah, sick. What do I have to plug? B32 Media. B32 Media for all your video needs. Going well, actually. What else? No, Up and Joke. up and joke. That's it. I'm not really doing anything. I'm on Port City, like 28th of June. How far away is that?
Ages.
It's like a month and a half or something away, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
I did ECC last night. I forgot to tell you.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
What'd you do?
Oh, I ate a bag of dicks.
Oh, did you?
First bomb I've had in fucking forever.
What'd you do? New stuff?
Yeah, all brand new.
Mm-hmm.
I tried the Eclipse joke and it didn't work, which sucked because it worked well.
Which one?
About the guy who was more excited about the Eclipse than the birth of his kids.
Oh, yeah.
It was weird. Like, they didn't like that. I was wearing this shirt and there was two Christian dudes in the front. I was like, man, how good is this brand? Kiss Chasey, Lost Boys division. And I turned around and there's a big cross on the back. I was like, man, the Catholic Church's fashion is getting out of control now. That went well. But the one I used was when we were driving up to Exmouth on the pod, there was a sign in Savannah's that said vet/hospital. So I went in there with a toothache and I left without my balls and a microchip. I went in with a toothache. I left with a microchip and without my balls. But then I did get a deal with Bud Light. Squirrely gave me that tag.
Yeah.
That went pretty good.
Yeah, it went well?
Yeah.
Yeah, cool.
But yeah, then I've got tried a bunch of stuff about how do we test, how guys check if something's clean or not when we travel. What do you do?
Yeah.
What do you do to check if your clothes are clean?
Sniff test.
Exactly, right?
Yeah.
Who has taught you to do that?
Fuck, don't know.
No one.
No one.
Guys just do it.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And I'll go, oh, these undies clean, and I'll fucking huff it.
Oh, fuck.
I will huff my fucking nut mask, right? Like fucking, and I said like Troy Buswell on a politician's chair. I want to find a better thing. But if anyone ever asked me, hey, would you like to inhale a whole bunch of your nut musk? I'd be like, no, thanks. But for some reason, I use that to find out if my clothes are clean or not. But I'm like, how do I know? How does my nose? How do you determine? No, these are still clean. No, these ones aren't clean. And I just riffed. I said, my nose knows. Maybe that's why it's called a nose. And it got like a laugh, and I was like, oh fuck, that was like just the thought of punchline. But I like that premise of us trying it because girls, I don't know if girls do that or not.
Yeah.
And who's taught us to use our nose to figure out if our clothes are clean or not? So yeah, I was working on somewhere. I think there's something in that, but.
Well, Grassroots is good. They've got their Leaderville room now, which is fucking sick. Actually, Stephen K. Amos popped in the other day. Didn't pop into the pod.
Yeah.
Fuck. We'll get him. We'll get him back on.
On?
Well, sorry, he was meant to. So for listeners, unfortunately, he was meant to come on Sunday morning. I think he had a few too many drinks on the Saturday night.
Yeah.
And couldn't come on Sunday morning. It's all right. I only drove back from Margaret River for it. Oh, good. No worries.
Yeah.
But yeah, we'll get him on. Nothing else for me to plug. Nothing for you to plug.
Yeah.
Grassroots get like that.
I might as well plug the Gren Reapers app. We jumped over with the Reapers boys and did a Hard Yarns Cross Reapers. So their most recent episode will be a big chat in way more detail about Up and Joke and the run.
Mm-hmm. So. And apologies if we sound a bit tired.
Because we are.
Yeah, very tired. It's been a big week. Yeah. And then just to add to that, I've had a sick daughter.
Yeah.
So sick. But all right.
Fucking sick.
Fucking sick.
Sick, lad.
All right.
Peace.
Peace.